Cardenas, and today I'm going to discuss my expectancy violation report. So in every situation, there's various levels of appropriateness for certain actions, and in nonverbal communication, there's also various levels of appropriateness depending on who's receiving the communication and the situation in which it's received. So when nonverbal communication is inappropriate or abnormal, that's when the theory of expectancy violation is exemplified. So for my plan for my report was to laugh unexpectedly and unwarranted. I plan to do this to my grandparents, and I plan to do it while they were watching TV, because usually they're glued to the TV and they don't like to be distracted. So I figured that they would act an annoyance to that, to me laughing in an inappropriate moment during their watching of the television. So like I said, I plan to do it to my grandparents, to both of them, but unfortunately I was only able to have my grandfather participate because my grandmother wasn't feeling well, and so she wasn't at that part of the house at the time. So when I got there, my grandfather was watching an action movie. He told me to sit down and watch it with him. He said it was a good movie. I usually don't like the movies he watches because they're boring to me, but I waited for the perfect time. There was an action scene going on with some warplanes shooting back and forth at each other, and so I decided right in the heat of the moment, as the music was getting more and more intense, just to throw out a laugh, as if I saw something funny. And I expected my grandfather to be annoyed, like I said earlier, and to ask me like, what's going on, and instead he said, "Is this a comedy or what?" And so I just smiled and I said, "No, I don't think so." And but that's how he reacted to it, and so one of the things that our book defines expectancy violations as is this nonverbal actions that occur outside of what's considered normal, and that's according to BB, and Ivy, the authors of our textbook. So by laughing during an intense action scene, that's outside of what's considered normal, and it causes either a sarcastic response from my grandfather or a confused response, because I wasn't sure whether or not he was serious. So in conclusion, nonverbal cues, they have a powerful impact on our interactions. Rules and norms are decided by our society and our culture. Deviating from the appropriate nonverbal cues is usually obvious and can make others feel uncomfortable. So in order to be effective communicators, it's important that we recognize what nonverbal cues that we're using and whether or not they're appropriate.